It's not my thing.
I am back. Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah, now he's back. He had an issue. I didn't. This is why I record.
Yeah.
So hopefully you'll get some people here in a second wondering, because they're going to be wondering what the hell happened.
Pretty much.
Now, what was your feeling about the electric cars? Because this weekend, when we had that storm blow through that huge blizzard,
yeah,
electric cars wouldn't charge.
I think personally, the EVs or the hybrids or the all electric cars, yeah, we ain't got that fucking grid to be supporting them.
You know why we don't have the grid?
Why we don't have the grid?
Yeah, why don't we have the grid? Why don't we have the structure that we need?
Because we're still relying on fossil fuels.
Good try. I'll give you an A for and trying to think. The reason we don't have the infrastructure that we need to with EVs and electric vehicles, all that crap. I know EVs and electric vehicles mean the same thing.
Yeah.
The reason we don't have it is because we were supposed to start building it 20 years ago, and then George W. wanted all that oil in the Middle East.
Yeah. And
completely canceled out any electric grid for doing that at all.
Yeah.
And that has backed up our ability to use the electrical system appropriately. We were supposed to have the infrastructure set up 20 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Because it wasn't, because he went and made a fool out of himself, trying to get as much oil as he could. We don't have the infrastructure we should have had, because right now, we should have been, if everything had gone like it was supposed to,
yeah,
and you didn't have greed possessing the presidency, you would have a grid that could support EVs, and winter storms wouldn't have been a factor. Because you discover that the EVs need to be charged in a climate-controlled garage.
Yes.
Where you pull in, and it's covered up. You plug it in. That way, it can't get frozen or frosted.
Yeah.
So it can conduct electricity to power your batteries faster.
Yeah.
The plugins for the electronic vehicles, if they get too frosted or your connector panel gets frosted too much from weather, elements, moisture,
yeah,
it'll destroy the ability to charge. This is basic science.
Oh, yeah.
This isn't rockets. This is basic science. Like if you take a copper plate that's too fucking cold and try to pass electric current through it, what'll it do? Won't do a whole lot.
No.
All in. So what's this? 2 people are viewing? Or,
yeah. Yeah, 2 people.
We lost our people! I'm not worried about it. I already know I'm going to get 2 views off of this. And knowing my wife, she is right now watching the football game. No, maybe not. It's the Chiefs game tonight.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep. We were watching the game last night, and me and my wife got unusually loud because her team was playing my team in the playoffs, NFC. Yeah, it got messy. We still love each other. I still took a picture with each other, and I gave her all the credit because unlike a lot of games where we see a lot of bad calls and a lot of missed calls for penalties, that game was surprisingly low in those things. As far as I counted, my wife counts it at 3-3. We're pretty much even. I counted it 3-2 against her having more uncalled penalties. But compared to was it the last game with the Buccaneers or some other thing? I don't remember what game it was. My wife counted several missed calls that were lopsided to one team.
Oh, wow.
So, yes, we're beginning to see a rigged pattern in the officiating where, this team needs to go, this team needs to stay in the game.
Now, what do you want to talk about now?
Oh, let's see here. Well, I did like us talking about music.
Yeah.
And then we got then everybody wanted to know about true crime stuff. And true crime really isn't my forte. It's not because I'm a dick. And there's too much of it. But I like talking about like a bunch of things. So, like, have you seen Ancient Aliens?
Yeah, I watched Ancient Aliens.
Like recently?
Hey, Taro.
Hello, Taro Mafia. But yeah, I like watching Ancient Aliens simply because of the goof off nature of some of their trailing. They lead you into certain things. Like me and my wife are watching a 5-minute video, and my wife is like, she listens to their evidence and she's like, "Are they smoking crack?"
What's happening tonight, fellas?
This podcast so far, when I get home, I plan on having a beer. I plan on cooking some shells and cheese and maybe a little bit of veg. I don't know what I'm going to watch, but it ain't going to be football. I need a break from football as much as my wife watches it. Dude, I'm telling you, I would love to see some Premier League soccer. Yes, I'm a soccer nut. I don't give a shit. Because I have a Manchester City United, a Manchester City shirt that I got offline because I'm a Manchester City fan. I know football, European football may be boring as drawing paint for some of you, but I've been watching and doing the whole soccer thing for years.
LOL.
What are you doing tonight?
No, probably sitting back watching a movie.
True crime movie?
No.
Have you seen the newest Inspector Poirot movie?
No.
I think I forget what the movie's called.
Hey, I like me some soccer.
Yeah, soccer's good. I enjoy soccer. Problem is saying soccer to most people. Most of my friends, they tune out like, well, I don't watch sports. Then what do? My female friends, usually buried in a romance novel or watching some weird-ass show that involves romance or vampires or some combination of those two, which is really, really sad considering most of them are in their 40s now.
Wow.
It's like, y'all need to move the fuck on. Y'all were doing that 20 years ago.
Yeah, I'm thinking about watching Kong versus Godzilla.
We watched that like 2 weeks ago.
Have y'all played pickleball
No,
yet?
I have not.
No, not yet.
I haven't had time. Hell, you can ask him. I don't have a lot of time because I'm a maintenance man. So for me, by the time I get off work, working with plumbing, electrical, wood, all that crap, I'm wore out by the time I get home. Like, it takes me a half hour to go from sitting on my ass to doing something else because I have to transition from what I'm doing.
So what do you think of the new Kong Godzilla movie coming out with the introduction of the new antagonist Kong in it?
I'm not sure. I watched all the Kongs up to this point. My wife's addicted to them, so as soon as they come out and we can download them, I download them. Me personally, have you seen the new Wonka movie?
Not yet.
Dude, watch. I love the old Wonka movie with Gene Wilder.
Mm-hmm.
I hate the one with Johnny Depp in it.
Charlie the Chocolate Factory?
Yeah, and then Wonka is along the same thread as the original. It actually pays homage. Like, I actually started crying. And when I was cracking up crying, I was looking around the movie theater because there's, generations of people in there.
Yeah.
Everybody who's over 40 is crying. All of us are crying because of a song that gets sung. And it kind of built up, and then you get that cathartic release of being able to cry at the movie.
Yeah.
Just like I'm probably gonna watch maybe The Menu tonight. Ray Fiennes. It's a good movie. Hell of a thriller. I was in love with it as soon as I saw the commercial. Then we saw the movie. Me and my wife took our girlfriend to go see that, and we were all impressed. Now I'm gonna get to what out of that comment. I'm not worried about it. But, movies. I would suggest you watch The Creator. It's actually a pretty decent movie. Again, don't watch Dream Scenario.
I know. It's like Cloud Atlas.
y'all watching a scary movie, if it's the right scary movie. Like, I like the original Saw series, but this last Saw movie, Saw X, lost something in the translation. It really did. Like, I love the original Saw movies, but then they start going in a more convoluted crap, and by the time you get to, like, what is it? I think it's past 6 or 7, it just becomes convoluted, and they're not supportable movies.
The new Exorcist is really scary. I tore my daughter's arm off.
I don't know. I haven't seen the new Exorcist movie. I'm not really into the Exorcist movies, but I got a lot of people who are into that.
Now, see what?
Who told me it was an awesome movie.
Yeah, I've heard that they're coming out with a new Nightmare on Elm Street movie.
She said I was the most embarrassing mom ever. It happens to all of us.
Now, see, now I like a good Freddy movie.
Are we talking new Freddy or old Freddy?
New Freddy.
You can have that. I will stick with the old school shit. I enjoy the old school scares because that's what made us piss our pants or have nightmares for weeks on end. Jaws. My daughter's watched Jaws and thought it was funny. I'm going to start introducing her to the Leprechaun series, the Freddy Krueger series, Jason Voorhees, Mike Myers, the whole 9 yards. Because she has actually watched a lot of movies. Like right now, I'm going to start watching the Hannibal Lecter series.
Hey, now, I believe that stuff can really happen. Oh, a new Freddy, yes. Hi, T.
Hello. I'm not so much a Freddy Krueger fan because the new guy playing him doesn't exactly strike me as being scary enough. He's not sending chills up my spine.
Yeah. The last Nightmare on Elm Street movie I watched was that one that came out in 2010.
Wasn't that Freddy versus Jason?
No. It was a reboot of the original Nightmare on Elm Street. It had that new guy playing it.
So the remake of the original.
Yeah.
I didn't want to go. I didn't go see it because, well, one, working. Like Troy Polamalu or Patrick Mahomes, never not working most of the time. I've always got something going on, whether it's art, poetry, doing my job, helping my kid out with stuff, or helping my wife out with stuff, because my wife does plastic canvas, and I help her do the color schemes. She has me look at her project, and does this look right? I give her my opinion, and then usually I'm dead on with what I tell her. So, but as far as I like it, if I'm going to watch a gore film, I want it to be the original gore films, not just some hackney new age bullshit done to get a buck. Make a good story out of it.
Yeah.
If you're gonna spin the yard, spin that bitch wild. I don't care if it's not feasible. I mean, fuck, look at X-Men. Half the shit they did in that movie, not possible, but special effects and a whole lot of it. You know?
Yeah.
I can't wait for Deadpool 3. Shit.
Yeah, and Logan gets his yellow and black suit in it.
Oh, I know. You know, that's because Ryan Reynolds made that happen, right?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, he posted a while back on, I don't remember if it was Instagram or not, but he was saying that he straight up told the company he wants to do a movie with Wolverine, but it has to be classic Wolverine. They finally relented because he made a shitload of money for them. Like, the movie execs wouldn't even want to do Deadpool. He busted that shit open.
Yeah.
So Deadpool 2 was greenlit, and then they started doing production, and they started doing production for Deadpool 3 and COVID. But the bitch of it was COVID hit ironically, and then the writers' strike happened.
Yeah, and then the actors' strike right after that.
And, well, like during the shutdown, did you know that Hugh Jackman was working on a reboot, or he was redoing The Music Man?
Mm-mm.
You don't even know what the hell that is, do you?
No, I've heard about it.
It's a Robert Preston movie. It's really good. If you haven't seen it, go see it. If you haven't, like Hugh Jackman, during one of the showings, he was given these foam claws, and he does the Wolverine post in this conductor's outfit, and then goes right back to the show. Just pleasing his fans. But he did this show in the Sydney Opera House for, I think, like a year, because people weren't allowed to go to Australia during lockdown. Australia was locked the fuck down. Nobody was in or out.
Wow.
And so when they were living in their bubble, they could go anywhere they wanted, just not out of Australia. They couldn't even go to New Zealand. Like, I believe they were airdropping stuff to New Zealand, but yeah, he did that for like a year. I tried texting him, asking him if he liked the Robert Preston version or the Matthew Broderick version of Music Man. The Music Man. He never answered me back. And then he posted something about. He posted a video here recently about some kid who deserved all the love and all the joy and all the attention he was getting.
Yeah.
I think it was a Miracle Network thing, some kid dying or some weird thing. I'm not going to argue with him, so why not?
Now, I want to get your take on Roman versus The Rock that they're now promoting at WrestleMania.
Oh, you're nothing, boy. I already said that if they did that, they would get a hell of a pay-per-view response because The Rock is a draw. Instantly. You put The Rock down on that card, he's a draw. Roman, not so much.
Well, they've actually built Roman up really good. He's has not been pinned as champion for 3 years. He's held that belt for 3 years.
Because they want to give it a wallop.
Yeah, they're trying to break Hulk Hogan's record.
What? They're not trying to go after Bruno Sammartino's?
No.
That's a 13-year record, in case you're wondering.
No, they want to go for Hogan's record because of all the backlash Hogan received over the last several years.
I really don't care about the backlash from Hulk Hogan. Like Paula Deen, I get her backlash, why she got canceled. I didn't like Paula Deen to begin with. But Hulk Hogan didn't really make a whole lot of sense. When he got canceled, it didn't make a lot of sense to me.
Yeah. But, no, I saw a clip last night. Rock came back about 2 weeks ago on Monday Night Raw.
Mm-hmm.
And he came back and he was addressing fucking Jinder Mahal. And
that's a waste of fucking character.
And then Rock said that he was gonna stay in Denver and go out, get something to eat, maybe sit at the bar, and then he says Denver. He goes, should I go out to eat, sit at the bar, or should I sit at the head of the table? And
you forget I got YouTube. I get notifications about certain things. The Rock being on the show is one of them. Anything Undertaker automatically pretty much hits my phone as fast as it comes out.
Yes, and now they're setting up for the long-awaited dream match between The Rock and Roman Reigns at WrestleMania.
So they can pass the torch from The Rock to Roman.
Yeah, but
The Rock isn't going to go from making what he makes now to being a full-time wrestler when he makes more money doing movies and producing than he does wrestling. Wrestling is a part-time thing for him. I mean, considering now he gets paid, what, $100 million a movie or so?
Yeah, and he actually bought the Acorns company.
You know how many companies he bought?
Yeah, quite a fucking few.
He owns Terramana, Terramana Tequila or Terramana Vodka, something? I think it's tequila.
Yeah.
He's literally bought out several companies, which is ironically the same thing that, guess who else did? Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds. He owns a cell phone company. He's the owner of a soccer team, Aviation Gin. No, Wrexham.
Oh, Wrexham. I thought it was Manchester.
No, Wrexham. Or Wrexham, as you might call it. Because in your poor southern state there.
But no, since they're having like night, 2 nights of WrestleMania now, they're saying night one, The Rock versus Roman. And
they want to just make more money off of WrestleMania.
Yeah,
that's why it's 2 nights.
And night 2, finally putting the belt on Cody.
Cody doesn't need the belt.
He wants to finish his story.
Cody Rhodes does not need a fucking belt from WWE. Like, he literally helped AEW launch to what they are now, which without Cody, it's kind of suffering quite a bit.
Yeah, because I mean, he came back to WWE to finish his story because his daddy never won the WWE Heavyweight Championship belt, so he came back to finish his
With
story.
Roman owning it, and they're trying to beat Hogan's record. Do you really think he's going to accomplish that anytime soon?
Now, Triple H wants to put the belt on Cody at WrestleMania 40.
So not this WrestleMania, but the WrestleMania after.
No, this WrestleMania coming up, which is the WrestleMania 40.
So who has that strap now?
Roman.
So, correct me if I'm wrong, but they're planning on having Roman versus Rock. Roman beats Rock. Roman faces Cody at WrestleMania, and Cody somehow beats him. Now, see, I don't keep up with wrestling, and I figured that out in like 60 seconds. Oi, you're going to make my brain hurt. Like, I just did that after you describing that, told you what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And I think it's wrong for them to do that, but because The Rock is going to fucking bring it.
Yeah.
It's not going to be one of those easy matches. This is one where they're both going to be bleeding, possibly broken, and The Rock is going to no-sell some stuff and then sell the shit out of other stuff.
Yeah.
And Roman, since they're both actual family, it's going to be a weird ride.
Oh, yeah.
But I think that Cody Rhodes, I personally think that Cody Rhodes doesn't need the belt. He wants it, doesn't need it. He's already proven he's more than a capable wrestler and entertainer and developer.
Yeah.
He can do pretty much anything he wants in any company and make it successful. I mean, shit, look what he did with the Stardust character.
Yeah.
That was like one of the dumbest gimmicks of all time. Just like what they did with the American Dream. And
with the polka
put
dots.
him in that polka dot fucking outfit that he made work. He made it work. Like, and Cody can do the same thing, whereas Goldust or Dustin Rhodes, he can't do that. We all know he can't do that. He's not trying to do that. Shouldn't do that. I feel a sneeze coming.
Yeah, but now he's calling himself the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, I know. Oh, sorry about that. I didn't know it was that built up.
Now, what type of politics would you like to talk about?
What type of politics would I like to talk about? Well, if we're going to talk about politics, how about we talk about the unique nothingness that is going on in Congress right now because Republicans, most of the congressional career Republicans don't want to do anything about anything because they want to be able to blame it on Biden.
Yeah. Hey, T, you got a question for us today?
Hello, T.
But, yeah, an old I call him MAGA Mike Johnson because, yeah, he's like way out there. He's like worse than fucking Freedom Caucus. But you've got Matt Gaetz, who's talking about ousting him because he sided with Democrats to get this continuing resolution.
You have to work as a Congress is supposed to work. If all you're doing is playing hyperpartisan politics, you don't get things done. We need things done. It's time to drop the partisan bullshit and act as though you know what the fuck's in the best interest of the country, not your party, which is how I usually vote. I pick my candidates on who I think will do best for the entire country, or like with the governor here, I vote for who I think is going to be best for the state, or in the as of this year with Lily Wu, vote who can make the best change for the city.
Yeah.
And I am completely with Lily Wu on that one. Governor Laura Kelly, being a Democrat, gets plenty of shit from everybody else in the state about, well, she's a Democrat. She doesn't know what she's doing. She claims she's middle of the road. No, she's not. She's middle of the road. She's working with both sides, Republican and Democrat, to come up with solutions.
Even though you got a lot of Republicans who try to shove their conservative belief bills through, and she vetoes them, and then they go back and override her veto, just like Senate Bill 180, which was his name, Kobach, is fighting the driver's license bureaus to remove gender markers of transgenders and revert them back to their birth.
Kobach is a corrupt Kansas figure. He is literally a corrupt Kansas political figure. This guy was supposed, when he was doing his house, which is apparently like a barnyard, like a farm barn or some crap. He was supposed to have the pipes and all this other stuff inspected. He walled all of it up. Then when the inspector came, apparently he got a free pass on it. So he could possibly have dead bodies in the walls and nobody would know. He wants to break every rule except the ones he wants maintained to keep everybody else out of power.
Yeah.
As far as like Congress, there's the immigration bill, there's an immigration bill which has been stalled because Republicans aren't coming up with anything. They just don't want anything else to pass because they want to use it against Biden. He didn't do anything about immigration. No, he gave you a bill. You guys didn't vote on it because you refused to do anything that's going to help the country. You want to get Donald Trump in their landslide. You want anybody but Biden. You need to stop thinking like that. Do what's best for the country as a whole, not what's best for your fucking party. And it probably sounds boring as shit to some of you, but yeah, with the political climate being the way it is, and you've got the Freedom Caucus, well, like Marjorie Taylor Greene, she claims she's got evidence of Hunter Biden and Joe Biden's business dealings. Says it all the time on X, formerly Twitter. So, and here lately, she's had to stop posting because there's been no evidence. She showed up to a committee hearing late. She pounced on a congressional worker, during the meat and potatoes meeting where they were going through the hard work. She has her moment where she's trying to do the gotcha thing with Democrats.
Yeah.
And then as soon as that's done, she walks the hell out. She's not getting anything done. She just wants to speak, well, this is how I found this, and this, and you guys are guilty of this, and then leaves the room. If you're not going to go about the business of governing and do all that boring shit, why are you there?
Yeah, and just like showing naked pictures of Hunter Biden during a congressional hearing.
Because it gets her followers on Twitter. And let's see, it's X now, not Twitter. I only see her posts on X, and it's rather funny that her and Boebert are in similar situations where Boebert left her husband and Marjorie Taylor Greene's husband left her, and they're both neo-fascists.
Okay, Just Us.
Whoever is Just Us Nation is.
That's my moderator.
Okay, well. Is that the one with issues?
No, different one.
Oh, okay. Figured I had to ask.
Please demod me. I will not be returning up. Okay.
That's fine. Probably all the anti-Trump stuff. I don't know.
No,
I don't know.
No, she's going through a lot right now.
Stuff happens.
Yeah. But And then of course you've got we need to. Okay. You're welcome, Justice. And then you've got the Republicans.
Hate her. I don't know.
Yeah, you've got the Republicans with this second round of impeachment on Mayorkas, dereliction of duty. That's all I've been hearing the last 2 fucking days.
Dereliction. How is the crisis at the border a dereliction of duty?
Because
do any of you know that? Dereliction of duty. How is the border crisis a dereliction of duty? That's like saying that because COVID happened, Trump should be held in dereliction of duty.
See you, Justice. Because they're saying that he's not fulfilling the laws that Congress has set out with.
Neither did Trump.
No,
I'm just saying.
No,
Trump was required to do things. He did not do them at all.
They want Mayorkas to go back to remain in Mexico. The remain in Mexico policy. They want him to seal up the fucking border, and they're saying that it's a dereliction of duty on his part because he's not faithfully executing the laws that Congress has set forth as far as the southern border.
Okay, and how has Trump done any of that? How has any Trump administration official done any of that? I just pointed out.
Yeah, I know.
Like, they want to get Mayorkas for dereliction of duty. They want to get Joe Biden under dereliction of duty for the southern border. You cannot. It's not dereliction of duty. This is a made-up BuzzFeed word with a different context.
Hey, Sandra.
Just to get other shit taken, just to get other stuff going. I don't know either.
I'll tell you after live.
Okay, see, I'm clueless. I'm just here as a guest, and I'm here as a guest on his podcast. He's here as a guest on my podcast because they're both simultaneously recording, or he's going live, I'm recording, and I'm up to an hour and 39 minutes. We one long ass transfer, but it's going to be downgraded to 720 instead of 1080p. That way it doesn't take forever on my phone. Because I've still got text messages coming in, not very often. Now, what do you feel about that? What do you feel about the congressional issues right now? I mean, like, do you agree with Congress with Republicans holding up bills just so they can come back at them later? Like, here, Joe, you didn't do this, when he actually didn't do any of it. I mean, what's your position on that stuff?
See, the way I feel about it. First, you gotta get the MAGA out of there. Yeah, the MAGA 20, because they're the ones that's holding up all these fucking bills. You know, the Freedom Caucus would have been a lot better if it was just like a bunch of fucking moderate Republicans. But no, you've got the Howler Monkey 20, which is the Freedom Caucus, and they're the ones holding up all these bills. Every time moderate Republicans want to do something to help people, the bills get killed by the MAGA 20.
Because they prefer to proliferate all their politics with their religion and their own personal beliefs instead of what's better for America, such as most of the MAGA 20 are overprivileged, wealthy individuals. Like, all of them live in multi-room houses. All of them have brand new cars. Most of them own weapons that, like with Lauren Boebert with her pictures with her sons, they're all carrying $2,000 to $5,000
AR-14s.
AR-14 style rifles. If you have that much money, you're spending it in the wrong place.
Yeah.
Well, this is for defense. They're holding in a fucking Christmas picture. How's that defense?
Yeah.
That and the fact that she failed as a mom, in my opinion, because her son has now made her a grandmother.
At 36.
Yeah. It's like you have bigger issues than congressional policies when your kid's doing that.
But, this whole, like, what the fuck was his name?
I don't know.
This Democratic strategist that was working in the Obama administration. He's been sounding alarm bells that all this stuff that Biden's talking about the democracies at stake and this and that is going to fall flat within the next couple of months. And the strategist is saying Biden won't talk about his record because, according to him, there is no record.
Record of
accomplishments.
There's a record. There's a record of accomplishment there. He's helped try to reduce inflation, even though he doesn't have direct control over inflation. People seem to forget that all the time. He has no actual, direct control over inflation. Companies and stock market control that. Like when the price of gas goes up, it's because gas futures are the speculation on gas futures are going up.
Yeah,
that's what predicts that.
What's wrong with Lana as Justice Nation? What was that? Lana no, that wasn't Lana. But no. Well, like you said, he does. Yeah, he can try to help inflation, but he can't control inflation. And then the Democratic strategist went on to say that he needs to drop the whole democracy is at stake line, because the voters are getting tired of living with high inflation, going to the grocery store where where their food's skyrocketing, and majority of the voters are looking at Biden and blaming Biden for what's going on with the high prices at the gas pump and the grocery stores.
Does Biden control the price of gas?
We've discussed this. No, he does not.
Does he control the price of food?
No.
Who controls the price of food?
Mainly corporations.
Farmers.
Farmers, yeah.
Distributors. Mm-hmm. And stores. If the stores think they need to make extra money, they raise the price. Like back when we had to kill off 3/4 of all the pigs in America because China wouldn't buy them because of swine flu. They were killed in mass, and they were processed and sent to us. Pigs suffering from swine flu were slaughtered and then sent out. Not even a joke. This happened years ago.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Same.
Stop tracking me.
Okay. Yes, the stores have hyperinflated the prices.
The price of eggs skyrocketed, not because of rising costs of making eggs. It's because the stores started charging more for them. These stores want to make the money they lost during COVID, even though they made plenty of it during COVID. But they want more money. They want to get that everybody wants to get their bump from the missing COVID money that they want to try to get at.
Okay.
I'm not even going to try to comprehend that one. I'm not.
No.
But inflation, as far as food goes, isn't based on the guy producing the food or the distributor. Like when you go to the store and buy food, if you buy just cut up meat, not ground meat, but just cut up meat, it's not really processed all that much, they can jack the price to whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah.
Which typically the better the meat is, the more it's going to cost you. Like you're buying crap meat that's like 70-30.
Yeah.
That's really cheap meat. 80-20, usually a little more expensive. Now you get 90-10, that's, oh my God.
Yeah.
That's expensive. You also don't have to cook it the same way. It's got almost no fat on it.
Oh, wow.
Like 10% of that whole piece of meat that's in the package. 10% of it's fat. That's it. Unlike 70-30, 30% of that's fat. Okay. I don't know what that does, but that shuts that person up.
Yep.
That person is obviously having issues that they need to see a professional about.
Yeah.
Like somebody tracking them. It's just, that goes on conspiracy theorist nut job stuff, but I wish you well if you can hear that.
Yeah, she's, I met her last week. Really nice person. With Justice Nation, I don't know who you are. Sandra, that was Stellar Star. That was Michelle.
I don't have any idea, people. I'm just left out of some of the subscribers here.
She had a complete mental breakdown again today. No, she was on YouTube for like a year and a half. She was going with the Idaho 4 case, and she started getting bullied and targeted by some content creators on YouTube. I'm not going to mention any names.
That happens with all creators.
And it drove her to the point where she is now psychotic.
Then she wasn't mentally stable enough to do YouTubing in the first place. I mean, I've been doing podcasting for how long now?
Yeah.
Years. And I get people who are like, well, you're a piece of shit and all that. I've been dissed and clowned and all that other crap.
Now, she was talking to me, Sandra. She's been working as my mod the last couple of days, and now she just went completely ape shit.
You don't have to be following her for her to believe you're following her. She's just going to believe you're doing it.
Yeah.
She believes all of you are tracking her, probably even including me. I don't care. I'm not tracking. I have too much crap going on to give a shit about tracking. If I really want to find somebody, I'll find them. Really don't have the need to go find anybody right now.
Yeah.
If I want to, trust me, the people I want to find, I find. The people I don't want to find, I don't find.
Yeah.
That's the way that works.
Sandra, she's way behind help.
She probably needs a really good dose of like ketamine and some psychotherapy. Mm-hmm. But then again, I don't know who the person was. All I know is you need to remove me. You need to do this. Y'all are tracking me. I'm not tracking anybody. If I want to find out where you are, I can find out. It just takes a while.
Yeah.
And it's what happens when you got a web god for a friend. No, one of my friends from high school is technically a black card hacker. Not black hat.
Yeah. Black
card hacker. He enters the card into a certain thing, gives him access to tons of shit. Like, he doesn't have to pay for any of it either. That card gives him access to all of it via the government. And no, he doesn't go tracking a whole bunch of people. He's like strictly trying to keep his stuff low key. Very few people even know about it. And no, you won't hear me say his name.
Oh, okay.
I'm not that dumb. He can vanish all my money and what little I have anyway, and he can vanish everything.
Wow.
Like if he went through my account, looked up my name, got my social and my birthday, within 20 minutes he could make it so that I never existed, except for my birth certificate and my social security card in Topeka, and he could get those burned.
Wow.
Yeah, he's that good. I know. Don't you just love it when you have really weird, dark friends?
But yeah, I just feel like I want to crawl in the hole and just never come out because of how messed up this fucking world's becoming.
I believe in fighting it. I just believe in fighting it in smaller ways.
Yeah, I know, Sandra. I'm still a nice person.
We're hoping. And for me, the biggest issue I've been running into, especially on Facebook, is this fucking issue about trauma. Like I've been hearing from younger people, Gen Zers, who are all the time like, well, my parents cut me off from doing this, and this, and this. I'm traumatized. You don't know what trauma is. If that's trauma to you, man, I'd love to have that life where my parents just cut me off. Like, you haven't slept under a bridge. Your parents still letting you live there. They're still paying for your college. You're doing all this crap. So the things you're calling traumatic, you just need to learn to cope with them. Coping is how we survive.
Yeah.
Not bitching about trauma or generational trauma. Well, my parents traumatized me, so I couldn't do anything. No, you're supposed to learn how to cope with that emotion and keep moving. Yeah. It's not about staying injured. Yeah. And that's what's been getting me as all the Gen Zers. Like, well, I suffer from trauma. I hear about the trauma and my brain goes blank. Well, my parents said no back when I was like 15 because I said I wanted to get a piercing, and all my friends were getting. My brain just gels at that point. I'm like, they keep going for like an hour. I'm not even listening to them. Yeah, that sucks. I'm on autopilot. I'm like doing a wood Sudoku puzzle in my head, or imagining doing any number of other things.
Or kind of like Homer Simpson, where he was on the treadmill in his head.
Yeah, I'm doing something else. I'm not paying attention to them because trauma isn't being told no. Trauma isn't, well, they took away my phone. That's not traumatic. Traumatic is talking to your kid as a gunman has a gun to their head or your head, and then somebody fucking breaks the phone in the middle of a conversation while you're trying to say goodbye. That's trauma.
Yeah.
That's traumatic. Being told you don't get a phone anymore.
Who is your friend? Who is he talking? He is really nice.
Okay, she knows you're Robert.
Yeah.
I'm Carl, otherwise known as the Skeptical Scotsman. Skeptical is spelled with a C instead of a K because I'm Scottish, like insanely Scottish. Anyway.
Yeah, wrong break. Yeah. They got ads running on their side.
They'll come back to what they've missed.
Yeah,
I'm sure. But yeah, I'm still weirded out by that whole trauma bit.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, being told you can't wear a certain set of clothes is traumatic.
Yeah.
Really, it's traumatic to be told you can't dress a certain way because you want it because it's cool. You show up to school in insanely high Daisy Dukes that don't hide anything, and you're showing your boobs off in a really tight top, and if your parents are letting you out looking like a stripper, well, there's going to be consequences.
It's nice to meet you. I go by Sandy, Robert.
I don't know. I can't see it's behind the heart, so that little heart symbol thingy.
It's nice to meet you. I go by Sandy.
I'm hoping that's what it says. I don't know. I can't read what's not there or what's behind something else. But yeah, I get over that. I love, just like with all these kids talking, all the Gen Zers talking about how we're ruining their world, so they can't buy houses or do all this. Like, no, you've been given everything in life. Gen Z has been given almost everything in life.
Yeah.
And when they get the slightest bit of kickback, when they can't do something, it's traumatic. I can't do it. No, it's called learn to work.
Yeah.
They don't want to work because all they've ever had to do is watch videos on their phone and then piss off. Oh.
Yes, yeah, they have.
Sandy. And for me, I don't like being blamed for something that I'm not directly responsible for. I'm not the one who raised the price on a home. Corporations and banks did that. They bought up all these properties, raised the monetary expectation of realtors so that it takes it out of the normal person's hands.
Yeah.
That's how the housing inflation market is working. Banks and multinational conglomerates are buying up these houses and then asking insane rental prices for them. People are paying them.
Yeah.
Well, we can't find a good house. You're not going to find a new house because the bank's already bought that shit up. Unless you're building your own house, you're screwed.
Oh, yeah.
Because all the homes are just, every successive tenant who takes over that will be charged more because now it's lived in. It's aged well. It's a seasoned house. No, they're not fixing them while you're there. They wait till after you're gone, then they fix up the houses.
Yeah.
That's how they work.
Now, I want to get your take on the pro-Hamas protests going on across the United States.
My take on it is I'm not with Hamas. I'm not with Palestinians because Palestinians are not an actual ethnic group. As unpopular as that is to hear, I don't care. I've already done like 2 podcasts on that very subject. So for me, my take is Palestinians and Iranians back terrorist groups because, well, that's how we're going to win the land back. You didn't have to begin with. Historically, Israel has been a place for thousands of years. And all of a sudden these people, well, it belonged to Palestinians. No, it didn't. It didn't. Like in the area of Palestine where they have a town called Hebron. Hebron isn't a Palestinian name.
No, Hebron in Hebrew means friend.
And yet that city has existed for centuries, if not thousands of years, in the exact same spot with the exact same name.
Yeah.
They don't rename it. And I'm going to have to end my damn cast. So my battery's low. So this will be a weird, truncated version of everything. Mine will be shorter than yours, but considering I didn't have any stoppages, you did.
Yeah. I'm a 62-year-old mother of two, grandmother of 6, and I dread my grandchildren getting older.
Let's see. She's got a what? 6-year-old?
No. She's a mother of 2, grandmother of 6, and I dread my grandchildren getting older. Definitely, I'm not pro-Hamas either or Palestinian either, but I know so many something negative things.
Well, if you want to learn more about the Palestinian and Israel conflict, you can always look at my podcast. It does cover that.
Yeah.
And it's the Skeptical Scotsman on YouTube. Scotsman with a C, or the Skeptical with a C, not a K.
Here, type it out.
Here, I'll type it out. That way you guys know what I'm talking about. Yes, I'm a prolifically slow typer.
Just hit enter.
I know, I was making sure. Oh, now it's True Crime Cult that you go by here? Yeah, my handle is The Skeptical Scotsman. I also have another channel for just mindless entertainment crap, and that would be The Shrout Effect, because I have to make a few videos tonight covering all that.
This world has gone to heck in a handbasket.
To a certain extent. If it's not too much trouble, I bother to say that if a bunch of shitty boomers had not done such a bad job with running Congress and whatnot, now we have boomers and Gen Z.
Oh, I've seen your channel before.
Probably. And like my Skeptical Scotsman podcast, that's mainly for the serious stuff. That one, see this on here.
He spelled it incorrectly on purpose a lot. Might want to change that there, champ.
Nah, I'm not changing that. It was literally done for a certain reason.
Thank you for sharing your information.
Yeah, not a problem. I don't mind anybody watching. I have unpopular opinions, but yeah, when I came up with the Skeptical Scotsman thing, I wanted to stand out. And I get hit up by people that are like, well, you spelled it wrong. No, it's spelled wrong for a reason.
The name caught my eye.
Yeah, that's why I do the stuff I do. The Skeptical Scotsman was designed to be eye-catching, just like the Shroud Effect. When you see it, it's eye-catching. And yeah, I came up with that about, I think, 2 or 3 weeks ago, the the Shroud Effect. But that's my just for fun channel. The Skeptical Scotsman is one where I get into government, politics, religion, UFOs, trans issues, all that kind of stuff. I get into everything.
It worked, LOL.
It typically does. I hope you guys check out either of those channels. I really with the podcasts, I really only do the long ones with the Skeptical Scotsman, because the fun stuff is what the Shroud Effect is for.
Hey, well, would you like to be my mod? Michelle had another breakdown today. Okay, that's where we as people need to learn agree to disagree.
I'm guessing she's talking about the skeptical misspelling. Yeah, when people disagree with me, I don't necessarily hang shit on them. But it is funny when people are like, well,
yeah, I know, T.
I decided to make my channel The Skeptical Scotsman. I floated it by him. He thought it was awesome that I did it like that because it did stand out. So I just went with what I know how to do. I'm a creative person.
Yeah.
I mean, I do poetry, tattoo art, normal art, all kinds of weird stuff. And I'm a woodworker to top everything off. So.
Yeah. So how'd the watermelon car turn out?
Oh, I'm going to post a video on that to both channels tonight. It is now painted. It's in my shorts. Like short YouTube shorts, not in my shorts.
Is there someone else in chat? Yeah, there's T and Wallat.
I don't know. I don't try to keep up with the stuff on his computer. I just read the comments quickly and move on.
Your wife.
Your
wife. Your wife.
Oh. Yellow.
Hey, what are you doing?
Well, we're still recording him on live. My battery was too low to keep going.
On your way home, will you just stop by and go to somewhere down the road?
I can, yeah.
Because Lucky's open.
She finally got home? All right. Well, I'll make sure to stop by, all right?
Alright, yeah, stop by.
All right. Maybe half hour. I know. Love you. Bye. I got to pick up a gallon of milk.
Yeah, I'm not sure why either, Sandra.
I don't know. That's why I record the videos and then let them out. And this one will be short because my phone is at like 9%. So, yeah. Wow. I was at 20% in an hour and a half. Yeah. I remember I woke up like at 8 o'clock this morning. Like, I don't get a chance to sleep in like other people do.
Yeah.
On the weekends, I've been working so hard and so long that when I go to bed, I sleep, and then when I wake up, I'm up.
Yeah.
But we're going to have to wrap this up because I'm going to have to get ready to go.
Alrighty. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and share my channel. Hit that join button to become a member. And why don't you go check out my new merch store? You hit the early bird coupon on checkout. You get 10% off your first order. All right,
And if you guys want, check out either one of my channels, The Skeptical Scotsman or The Shrout Effect.
No, you didn't upset nobody, Sandra.
I didn't know anybody was upset.
No, it wasn't you, Sandra. Michelle had another mental breakdown today. I don't know why, but yeah, it wasn't you, Sandra.
Yeah, I'm guessing somebody had an incomplete set of coping skills to deal with a breakdown.
Yeah.
But you better get off of here because I have to get going.
All right, Sandra. I hope to see you at my next live, Sandra.
Hope to see you guys. Hope to see at least one or two of you checking out my shorts or my videos.
All right. Peace, guys.